Coming to you from the Blue Crew Studios in Temecula, California, it's the Whiskey Throttle Show, bringing you inside the lives and careers of industry leaders and legends pushing forward in action sports. Yamaha has been setting the standard in two-wheel and four-wheel fun for decades. Yamaha is always out front innovating and focused on reliability and performance. Join the Blue Crew today. Get yourself a Yamaha. The Whiskey Throttle Show is presented by motorsport.com. There's no need to even leave your home anymore if you need gear, you need parts, you need products, anything around your riding and racing hobbies. Go to motorsport.com, order it up online, and it will be quickly and conveniently shipped right to your home without even leaving your driveway. Get over to motorsport.com and make your next ride your best ride. Troy Lee Designs is the leader in off-road motocross apparel and style. So whether you're looking for a cool new paint job for your helmet, maybe your name and number on your helmet lettered on, you're looking for new gear, you're looking for mountain bike gear, off-road gear, they've got the brand new Scout line in GP and SE models. Troy Lee Designs has it all. They've been leading this industry for decades, and they're going to continue to do it. Rockform, creators of the world's strongest magnetic phone case. They have mounts for your car, motorcycle, and bicycle, as well as universal mounts to adhere your phone to any surface. They also have screen protectors, power banks, stands, chargers, and more. And don't forget the G-Rock wireless golf speaker. Magnets adhere this powerful speaker to your cart, or any metallic surface for that matter, so you have tunes while you golf, work, or hang out. Rockform, always innovating the phone case market. Rockwell designs all their sunglasses in their U.S. headquarters in Utah. Then they are manufactured in Italy using the strictest craftsmanship standards, ensuring you get the best pair of sunglasses you've ever owned. From men's and women's designs, floatable, alloy frame, and a UV 400 rating, which blocks out 100% of UV rays, Rockwell has everything you need for you and your family. Use our code WT20 for 20% discount at checkout at rockwelltime.com. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us here in Blue Crew Studios for the Whiskey Throttle Show. I'm your host, David Pingree, and I've got a couple of guys in here today. These are the Club MX boys, Club MX Yamaha, Max Vohland, and Hunter Yoder. Welcome to the show, fellas.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I was just telling you this is kind of a first show of 26, and we've kind of switched up the format. I mentioned this once already before, but we're going to start having Whiskey Throttle shows, which will be like this, more conversational, current events, current riders, and then Whiskey Throttle Show Classic. That's the one that you guys are familiar with. Complete walk through the folks, the guest's career and life. So if you see Whiskey Throttle Show, that's this version. Whiskey Throttle Show Classic, going to be our old school stuff. Probably the old guys, probably full of arthritis. Probably using some of this right here, Nano Extreme. I want to welcome these guys as a partner of ours. I just was telling them, I'm sorry it stinks like menthol in here, but I'm an old guy with bad knees. So here we are.
I might need some of that too.
I know. We're going to talk about that, man. We start with motorsport.com gate drop. Guys, anything you need for your bike, gear, your garage, anything at all, motorsport.com's got it. You don't even have to leave the house. Order it up. They'll send it right to you. Great prices. Free shipping, anything over $75. So get to motorsport.com and check them out. So let me just address each individually here. Max, you had obviously a really bad dislocated hip. Mm-hmm. Was it 2 years ago almost now? Year and a half?
Yeah, 24, beginning of 24.
Left you with some numbness on the bottom of your foot, which has led to this handbrake, this whole thing, which is crazy. I want to talk more about that. But is there any update, any like progress with that thing, or is it kind of plateaued?
Yeah, I'd say after like the hip dislocation, the first 8 months, like once I hit the 8-month mark, it pretty much plateaued pretty slowly. A lot of the strength has come back now. So like the main thing I'm getting is more like strength in my ankle now and leg and stuff in general. Like the whole leg atrophied when I was in the hospital when I dislocated my hip. So that was a part of it too. But on the nerve side of things, like they gave me basically a 3-year window. Like it'll be done fully healing in 3 years. But the nerve endings like in your foot or just any nerve endings in general will die after the first 6 months of not being used. So they didn't get used because it didn't grow to that point yet. And it still hasn't. So most likely the feeling on the nerve endings in my foot will probably never come back. But the strength in the ankle, I've been able to ride bicycles again without a brace, all this other stuff. And yeah, it's been getting better, but most likely be handbrake for the rest of my career.
Yeah, the feeling isn't going to come back, even if the strength and movement does.
Yeah.
Huh. Does it piss you off? Like when I had COVID, whenever COVID happened, it ruined my nose, and I can't hardly smell. Like my wife, will you smell that? Whether it's good or bad, I'm all like, I got to really suck in to get a whiff of anything. My nose is wrecked, and it just makes me mad. It's like irritating.
Yeah, no, it's something I have to live with now. So like, there's days it fires me up too. It's like, it gets more pissed off too. Like the nerve, like I'll go to bed and some nights I can sleep fine and other nights I can't because the nerve's just firing. And it's like the brain's like, oh, something's wrong, like sending signals to my foot. And it's like, yeah, dude, I know something's wrong. So it keeps me up at night sometimes, which pisses me off a lot too. But yeah, I've kind of just, at this point, it's just something I have to deal with, and it's going to be there for the rest of my life. So I might as well get used to it now.
It's crazy, dude. Well, what you've done with that handbrake's wild, and I want to dive into that more because I got a lot of questions. But first, let's talk about your issues. This motocross sucks, dude. I hate that we've got to have these conversations, but you re-signed with club for what, 2 more years or something?
Yeah, until the end of 2027.
That's right. Congrats.
Thank you.
And then Tuesday before A1, you had a little stupid tip over and tweaked your knee.
Yeah.
What a bummer. Tell me what's going on with that.
Yeah, it's well, I think we're on the healing side of things now. Tore my meniscus, unfortunately, which I've already had fixed before, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, Tuesday before I had a little tip over in a corner, and something that was pretty routine for a practice day, and unfortunately left me with some damage in there. And Wednesday night was getting an MRI, got the results back, which was meniscus, and so I was just telling you Saturday I wasn't even sure if I was going to race.
Yeah.
So Saturday was successful, and then Monday morning I went to McGinley Clinic in Wyoming, and then yesterday
I thought he was in Pennsylvania.
No.
Oh.
Casper, Wyoming.
Okay.
Yeah. And Tuesday he got me in. I was there at 7:45, and he dialed me in with everything that we needed to do. And he said everything went smoothly, so now we're healing up and we'll be ready for Saturday. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: would you rather have had like a big yard sale crash and like, I just tore meniscus?
If I was getting the same injury, I would have rather lawn darted across the whole Club MX facility, dude. Because
gear and parts everywhere.
Yeah, when you tip over and I would have rather had a bike in half with handlebars flying off and the front wheel rolling down the road than what I did, for sure. Because
it's frustrating.
It is so frustrating that, again, this is the 4th lap of the day, and we tip over in a corner and we get a torn meniscus from it. It's not really, the right scenario for that. So
I know, but it is better that you don't have that big crash, because it's like there's no mental trauma from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just like, that was stupid. All right, I'm going to fix this and move on. Where, you do something like Barsha did.
Yeah.
That's going to be hard to erase out of the old memory bank.
Yeah, for sure.
So, well, cool. All right, well, we'll get into a little bit more of that. Guys, go over and check out WhiskeyThrottleMedia.com. We've got moto, off-road, dual sport content, new merch over there. And get over to the Whiskey Throttle, WhiskeyThrottleClub.com. It's $5 a month subscription. We've got a ton, over 100 training videos in there. It's the only place now you're going to be able to see Code Red. We just shot an episode with Rhino that got weird, but good weird, fun, a little tequila involved. Our Hang Time, our free ride episode, we just shot a new one. That's the only place you're going to be able to see that. Electronic Ping, my old written columns in there. So get over and subscribe. Become a member. It's rad. And let's get to these guys' story. It's brought to you by Yamaha, the only brand, right? A couple of Yamaha boys in here.
Yeah.
You guys' bikes have to be pretty stinking good. Like the stock Yamaha platform Tivity, it's won all the shootouts. It was a clear-cut winner in ours. So I wanted to ask you, when you jumped on that thing, how was the club bike?
Yeah.
Compared to anything else you'd ridden?
There's a reason I'm here.
Yeah.
When I went there for the first test day, I was like, man, I want to take this thing home with me. Because I was sold right away. I think I was sold within 5 laps.
Really?
And I was on a turn track. Yeah. Literally.
And you came off a factory KTM. How does that compare?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Like, our bike's good right now. I'm comfortable. Honestly, I'd say with the KTM, like, I kind of got the short end of the stick when that new bike came out, so there's...
Oh, really?
I mean, yeah, when the new frame came out in that version, like, and it was kind of like off COVID time too, so like we were struggling with parts a little bit when I was there, and really our bikes weren't that fast and honestly weren't that modified either. So I had to race a bike, and I struggled really bad that year too because of that. And I never really was comfortable on that frame. My rookie year, I felt really comfortable. Like when I came out and whole shot at Paula and was leading the race, like that year I felt really comfortable on the bike, and I did very little testing, and I was so new, I didn't even know what I liked yet. So I'd say compared to then, yeah, I was good now. Like I'm way better now.
I get the chassis because it seemed like no one really dug that chassis, that change. But to say the motor wasn't that good or you didn't have that much to test, it's like, that's crazy. I think most people would be like, it's a factory. How do they not have stuff to test?
I mean, honestly, I've tested more at club than probably my whole time at KTM. Like we do those big test days in the beginning of the year, and then that's really it. And once I got thrown over to Alden's, there's really no testing. It was basically just, do your motos and grind and try to get better, which is kind of frustrating. But at least being at club, like we get to do what we want with the bike, which is you don't really get that anywhere else. And I've been able to do a lot of things to my bike that I've always wanted to do, but have been restricted to the corporation that factory teams.
Dude, this is like, okay, so what you're saying, there's been chatter of this, but it's cool to hear you kind of confirm it because like Kawasaki, let's just say, obviously Jorge did not gel with that bike. And I don't think that the bike's terrible, but they have a history of not really being flexible with what they'll let you do. And maybe that's above their head. Maybe it's KHI that says, no, you have to run these parts and that's it. I don't know. But with it, whether it's club or it's Star, these, supported teams have the flexibility if they can find the budget to go do whatever the hell they want, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think when I was managing Troy's team and Townley came over, it was like, whatever he wants. Let's make him happy. If we want to get the best out of him, you got to, even if we go down a wrong rabbit hole, we can climb back out and go another way. But he needs to check that off his box so that he's like, okay, it's not that, or yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it just having that just gives you confidence in your bike, and also just testing a lot gives you knowledge of what you need to do if you have to go to the weekend and you're kind of in a fire drill scenario where you have to, hey, I need to change the bike because it's not comfortable today. But at least if you test a lot, you know what to do and where to go.
Yeah.
You basically just learn your bike and what certain things do. And that's just more confidence added going into the weekend that you don't have at the back of your head like, man, I hope I'm comfortable this weekend. It's like, no, I'm going to be comfortable when I go to the race. So
yeah,
it's nice to have that.
Yeah, I always felt like you got to be comfortable with your bike. Like you have to be confident that you're there. You got to be fit and know that your fitness is there. And then you're riding. You got to be riding well. Like those are the three legs that have to all be there to be successful when you get to the track, or you're tipping over. Right?
Yeah,
Like you got to have
absolutely.
all three legs.
Yeah.
Tell me about boot camp. All of these clubs, like this is new. Like came after my time. And I actually want to come out there this summer. I've been bugging those guys. And
You should.
once my knee is fixed, I want to come out and just spend a week and like hang and ride and kind of do the program as best I can.
Yeah.
Probably drop off after the first 10 miles of the bike rides or whatever. But I want to come just see what it's like and live it a little bit. But tell me about boot camp, what that looks like day to day and how it was for you guys.
Yeah, it was for me it was cool. Like, last year I had Zach Osborne as my trainer, so that was kind of the first, I would say, icon, somebody I looked up to that was kind of in charge of what I was doing. So that kind of gave me a nice feeder into what we got into this year.
Where were you doing that?
That was in Florida.
You were staying with him down there? Or?
I wasn't staying with him, no. I was staying in Auburndale. It's about 45 minutes from Claremont. So,
okay.
And he was driving down. But yeah, with Chad this year, I don't think neither of us really expected Chad to be in charge of the program. I don't know if Brandon really expected that either. Chad's all in. He's staying in Newport Beach right now for the whole month that we're here.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. He could easily come in on Friday and leave on Sunday morning, and he loves it. He loves being a part of the team and what we're all trying to do. He's one of the guys that's the first one there and coming up with ideas on how to get better. And so for me, the boot camp was awesome. Like, it was exactly what I needed. Like, probably some of my best riding because it broke down more for me. Like we were just talking about with the testing, we did a lot of testing and got the bike where I wanted it to be. And so the boot camp wasn't hard necessarily as far as, like putting the load on me. It was more, if anything, like a learning experience for me. And, last year I didn't have the ability to test as much as I did this year, just resource-wise.
Right.
And so that was the biggest thing that I took out of boot camp, was learning, what changes do what, and, what parts change, how the bike feels, and all those things. So, and obviously Chad, as everyone knows, was a pretty picky rider back in the day. So, he, he's very good at telling us, or telling me maybe, what change I should make, but also explaining why. It's not...
He's a student of it. Like, he
For
knows
sure.
the why.
Yeah. He knows everything too, from, I didn't even know what a check valve was, like, when I got there, and he's telling me, explaining it to me, breaking it down, what he thinks. And so I've learned a lot about my motorcycle over the last 3 months, and that's, again, probably the biggest thing for me, like something I didn't have before and something I can use at the races.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, pretty much everything he said is the same experience that I had, but I feel like the main thing that I had this year that I didn't have was a guy like Yoder. I feel like technically I'm a very good rider, and I need someone to push me to make myself better. And when I was at Cowie, I trained with Jason, he's unreal on a practice track, and chasing him made me a lot better. And honestly, just having Yoder show up and having the same mindset of almost like we both had a chip on our shoulder. We want to prove ourselves. We want to do good. And he pushed me a lot, and I knew that every day that I went down to the track, I had to show up 100% because I know he's showing his 100%. And I feel like that was really what thrived us both into getting a really good off season. And just the days were, we never had a bad day, and even the bad days were just a few tenths off. It was not far off from where we're usually at our peak. So
some of our worst days were separated by a second. Like, that's in the grand scheme of things, 1 second, okay, it is what it is. But we're talking about, like, he's coming off the track frustrated, or I'm coming off the track pissed off, and 1 second ain't so bad.
Yeah.
For me too, just to kind of double back, like, you look at his results last year compared to mine, like, not really in the same category. And we kind of had the same talk, like, when I first got there. Like, when he said that, it kind of filled me with, like, some confidence of, like, okay, this guy believes in me. Like, if he's going down there thinking, like, I'm going to give him a run for his money, then that's going to, I'm going to go down there and try harder.
Yeah.
Like, and so that has really propelled both of us forward. Like, 6 months ago, if you would have said that we would have been tied going the whole boot camp, I would have said no way. Like, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't at that level, but it happened really quick. And
hey, you got in his draft, and now you're both going faster.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, it's been good for both of us, and we don't have an ego between the two of us. We've both had a long road, especially if you look from where we were at as kids. Like, we were both going to be pretty good, and life happens, unfortunately.
Dude, talk a little bit about that, both you guys, because this sport's brutal, man. Like, there's no sure things, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the list is long. You could freaking fill it's longer than a CVS receipt of, like, all the riders who are going to be the next big thing, and just, like, either don't even make it, or just it's a struggle, and some of them get there, some of them don't. But, like, damn it, there's nothing guaranteed in this sport. It's so gnarly.
Yeah, and it sucks, but I mean,
and you kind of got hosed just with Geico.
Yeah,
just timing. Sometimes it's not even your fault.
Mm-hmm. No, and I took a couple on the chin even after that. That was the start of it. But then I got, and not losing a ride that big. I don't want to make it seem like that, because my opportunities after that weren't as big. But the Geico thing was definitely the start of the snowball effect for sure. And in this game, it's very mental. And, you take a couple hits on the chin, and, before you know it, there was the time where I was literally done racing. Like, I was just over it and spending money, and I didn't have much money to spend. as a 17-year-old, I spent $70,000 trying to race Supercross in 2023 or 2022. So.
Was that the year you were working with Randy Lawrence?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember seeing you guys at the track and just.
Yeah.
I just remember thinking that, like, guys, he just got screwed. Like
Scott Youngstrand was my mechanic at the time, and yeah, it was like it was just the three of us, but yeah, doing it on a stock motorcycle with. At one point, I was running 87 in the gas because it was cheaper than 91.
You can't even run premium.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
you're not a privateer until you run an 87. That's funny, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad, but
no, it's true. Like,
well, like I mean, I still we help Brandon Ray a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know B Ray.
Yeah, I love
of course
B-Ray,
we do.
I love him. He's just
everyone loves B Ray.
Yeah, he's just such a wingnut, but he's such a good heart. But he made the main on a stock bike this week.
Bro's sick. I watched the GoPro video.
Yeah, I did.
He was barking at
me.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. I appreciate the struggle, and I know how freaking hard it is because I got hurt pretty much every year I raced, with the exception of maybe 2 seasons. So
yeah, no, motocross sucks sometimes for sure, but at the same time, like if we wouldn't have taken the longer road and had a couple bumps and humps, like you wouldn't have built the character that you got now,
No,
know.
totally.
And so I always say all the time, I wouldn't change it for nothing. Like if I had a star contract twice put in front of me and I turned it down twice.
Really?
I wouldn't change that for the world. Yeah.
And this is like looking longer term for you guys because I think you both have careers still in front of you racing, but like the things you're going through and learning right now, the challenges that you're having to overcome, you're going to apply that to whatever's after racing and you're going to be successful. Like if you do, as long as you do, right? And I think the guys where it comes easy to them, not comes easy. Guys who have fewer challenges, when they get done, they struggle after because when they hit a roadblock or someone tells them no or something doesn't happen, they're like, oh man, what do I do? Like if this never happened to me before, where, you guys are like, yeah, I've been here before. All right, I'm just going to keep charging. I'll go this way. I'll go around. I'll go over,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know that probably doesn't mean much to you now, but it will. It's going to pay off for you guys long run. So tell me about during the kind of break things down at club. Like I said, I have no idea how things work. And I wanted to ask a lot of questions. Like, I feel like the one thing about these camps, and correct me if I'm wrong, because again, I don't know, but like Alden's, let's say. Yeah, he's there, you're on the bike, you guys are in the gym, you're doing the motos, he's doing lap times, but like, how much do you guys work on technique? How often do you focus on, all right, let's really break technique down, and how can you be cleaner? How can you be better? Does that happen? I feel like that's something that Reedy can really bring.
It happened with Chad for sure. I don't know about
it.
He would have to tell.
It was even honestly more when Chad wasn't there, like with Brandon. Like we worked a lot of days or did a lot of sections and a lot of technique work. We still did that this year, but with Chad, it was more. I feel like it was more Regin. Like we just had more purpose, and we were there to do our motos, get our laps, grind hard, and honestly, as fast as me and Yoder were going, there wasn't much to work on. Like we were going as fast as the track could take at that point. So, but I feel like where Chad helped a lot this year was helping our bike setup in such scenarios. So instead of working the section, we would work the bike around that section. So say if we were struggling with the work or the whoops, we would work the bike for the whoops, and then of course you're going to lose your corners a little bit. And then we figure a middle ground out how to make the corners and the whoops work. So I feel like it was different than just working sections. It was more working the bike for the sections.
Okay.
Chad's philosophy too, like, is very have polar opposite riding styles. Like, he's a lot taller than me, but I don't sit down very much or take my feet off the pegs a whole lot. I ride very easy on the throttle. Like, I don't have a lot of leverage to me, so I can't be super aggressive and snappy and locking my arms out. Like, that's how you blow up. And so Chad's technique work is more of like, let's work on what you've got. We're not trying to be,
He kind of meets you where you are.
Yeah, we're not trying to be Chase Sexton or be an Eli Tomac or a Jet. Like, you are born with your riding style, and that's what you've got. So let's polish that up and work on that and make that as best as we can.
Yeah.
And if we need to make a slight change, we will, but that's it. Like, work with what you got.
So Chad is helping you day to day. What does Haas do? What's his role?
Well, he was
What does Blair do? Like, there's all these guys, and I don't know exactly what they do.
So last year, he was kind of like our trainer and like riding coach. He's passed that on to Chad this year. Daniel's there. We have 2 groups. So we have like the A group, which is like all of us on the team and the fast guys there and that are racing pro.
Which is who else? Who is there with you?
We've got KP there.
Fast Freddy Norn.
Yeah, Fast Freddy.
Towers.
Towers is riding there as
Clayson.
well.
KP.
Yeah.
Nice.
Luke. Yep.
Okay.
That's usually about as big as our group gets.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the B group is the guys that are a little bit like lower level, like making night shows, maybe fighting for mains, and then the amateur kids.
Yeah.
Besides our team, amateur kids ride with us.
Okay.
So that's what Daniel Blair does on that side.
He's
coaches,
on the amateur.
Yeah, he
or the
coaches
B?
those kids. Yeah,
Okay.
the B group.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys all stay there? Not all of them, right?
All of us, I believe, besides Cody and Devin, stay there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? So it's big.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
way
massive.
bigger than you think it is. Like everyone sees videos and like, oh yeah, it looks sick and cool, but like when you get there, you're like, wow, this facility's huge.
It's its own little like community.
Huh.
Yeah, it's sweet.
All right.
There's
I got to come out and just check it out.
there's maybe 6 to 10 full size houses. You know, and usually that's paired with you're living with somebody else.
10 full-size houses?
Yep. Where he lives,
Minimum,
he lives in a group of 4 houses. It's
Yeah.
just like
It's literally a 1-bedroom cabin. You got shower, sink, like everything you need to ride, and there's just 4 of them in a row there.
yeah. And then there's people in trailers,
Yeah, a lot of trailers,
Yeah.
a lot of campers.
RVs. You know,
Is there a lot of
families.
amateur, like mini kids and
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. Yeah, like right now, I think they have like 64 riders there. For the just for the amateur side of thing, not even just Supercross. So it's packed house right now.
Our gym trainer was doing 70 dudes, including us. Yeah.
That's going to end up on that SMX cum page. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Ross.
Sorry, Ross.
Poor Ross. Sorry. I couldn't help it. It's just that's all I heard. Okay, so who's like the fitness trainer? Who runs that?
Ross.
Yeah, Ross.
That's
So
Ross,
he
okay.
does the gym program for us. Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right, well I'm gonna have to come just check it out. Tell me this. You said 70 freaking kids out there. Did you guys do the camps when you were younger kids?
I would say me and him were probably some of the only kids that didn't do it.
Yeah, we always stayed here in California. I'd rode a lot. We'd do riverbeds. Just I never really went. I had the opportunity when I was a Red Bull rider as a kid to go train at MTF for free, basically. And we just never did. We just stuck to staying here and trying to hit every race we can.
Yeah. Do you think, is it a good way to go? I mean, it just seems like you're giving up everything, like every bit of normalcy to go live in this little spot and just do one thing.
I will say, like other training facilities, I haven't been there, so I don't know. But being at club, you could be very successful there. There's every bit of tools you would need there, especially with the track selection that we have for outdoor Supercross. Like everything you would need is at club. So I feel like I haven't been to the other training facilities, so I don't know how they are. But club seems to be the best in my eyes.
But what about just developing into a good human being? Like
that too. Brandon's changed my life for sure on how I've acted and how I've seen on things, and just even my physical health and everything that way. Like I've completely changed my lifestyle since I've lived there. And,
really?
Yeah, absolutely. So Brandon's definitely shot me down a right road, and I feel like they do that with a lot of the kids there. They have a nutrition lady that you can talk to and have meetings with, and they do a meal program there, so you can get 3 meals a day, and it's all no processed food, like nothing. It's all super good stuff. So when it comes to like the way of living, I feel like they actually shoot you down a really good road.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't, like I said, I'm just asking because I don't know. I've never been to these things, but
I would say that was the one thing that I noticed. I've never been, again, to any other training facility, but I think if I had to guess, and I think my guess is probably pretty spot on, most of them don't care if you eat a Pop-Tart and then go ride your dirt bike. They're there to collect the check, and they don't care about the kids, I would say.
It's not as involved. Club is like they're very engaged.
The boys there, Hayden and Benny G, they're on top of the kids if they're late or, they're not riding for some reason. They say they're going to ride and then they don't show up. They're on top of them. And, nutrition, that's a massive thing there is again, what he was just talking about, we have a nutrition lady, but they're telling the kids, hey, go get a good snack, get hydrated, do your bike work, and come out ready. And I would say at most other places it's probably not the same.
That's interesting. Well, cool. That's good to hear. Give me the best and worst part about staying there.
Worst part is just I wouldn't say it's the worst part, but you're pretty far out there. Like, we really are in a small
middle of
town.
nowhere.
Yeah. But, like, when you come from a place, for me, like, we both come from California where everything's around the corner. It was kind of a shock to the system. Like, it was kind of hard for a bit when I first got there, but once you get used to it, you actually like it more. Like, here, it's too busy now for me. Like, I like being out there by myself, and we just kind of in our own community, like you said, and it's just it's definitely different. But if you want to go out to eat, you got to drive at least 45 minutes. So that's probably the only.
Do you ever
rough part.
get kind of like, I would imagine it's like island fever or something where you're like, man, I just want to go be around some other people. Like, I need to go socialize or go to something.
Yeah, I
Do you
mean,
get that way?
we have a pretty good program. Like, we train all week, and then we'll always go up to Charlotte and go eat at like a nice restaurant in the city, and like we'll rip bird scooters around, just have fun. Like, we always every weekend make sure we go up and like socialize, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of what was my question. Is like, what do you guys do for fun?
Yeah.
You can't just be grinding every day, all day. You
No,
can't.
me and him and our buddy who's with us actually in California, Keegan, he was a world-class downhill guy when he was younger. But he grew up riding dirt jumps, and I grew up riding bicycles. So we'll and we've gotten some of the other boys on it as well. So usually we'll take a trip up to Charlotte. We got some sweet jumps up there, and we've actually building some right now at club. They're getting pretty dialed. So that's like that's how we spend most of our off time. Besides that, we really don't have a whole lot of downtime. Like, every day is something.
Yeah.
So.
Do you guys do like yoga or stretching, or you guys have a part of that as part of your program?
Yeah.
Yeah, every day, every morning.
Really?
Yeah.
We start every morning with that. We start, pretty much every workout with that as well. When we're done working out, that's usually we'll finish off with a little bit of that. So the sauna and the ice bath are really big too.
Yeah.
We're on that every day. So yeah,
Dang,
it's a good program.
All right. Sounds like they've really got their stuff together out there. Who can lift more weight out of the two of you?
I would say it depends on which kind of lift we're doing.
Yeah.
Deadlift. Who can deadlift the most?
I don't even know what I ended up on. I think me. I think I might have gotten you.
Yeah, I think you got me. I was with the elbow for a while. Like, I took a break from doing that. So, like, I traded off more like back squats and stuff, which is something that they do nice too. There's like they tailor the program towards you and what you need. You know? So that's also been nice. Yeah.
What are you better in? What are you stronger in?
Yeah, probably the back squat for sure. I don't even think he did any.
No.
Really?
No.
I'd say bench were probably about the same. But honestly, I feel like last year we did a lot more maxed out weight. This year we did a little bit more of the lighter but more like fast and powerful lifting. So.
We did a lot of heavy stuff for maybe a month and a half, and then we obviously started boot camp before everyone else. So that was when we kind of slowly started tapering it down.
Transition out of that, That's important, though. I think it gets a bad rap, lifting heavyweight. People are,
it gets such a bad rap, dude. I don't know what it is. And that's something Brandon actually taught me. I got Epstein-Barr last year.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Have you had that?
I have not. Surprisingly, I thought I did that when I was at home, but I survived it. I must have nicked me or something.
What did you – because my wife got it, and I thought she was dying.
Dude, if you ask – I'll give you Mitchell Harrison's phone number, dude. You can call him when we're done, or we could call him on air even. He thought I was dying. There was a day, I'm not kidding you, I was supposed to do a 10-lap moto, 20 minutes. I made it 4 laps into the moto, and you would have passed me without your gear on. Like,
you're just rolling around.
Dude, cross-eyed. Like, I came off, my heart rate stayed at, it was 190 for 45 minutes after I had gotten my gear off, took a shower, sat on the couch. It was still at 190.
Damn. What other symptoms did you have? Like, did you have joint pain or like?
Oh, everything. I was so tired that I couldn't sleep. I literally felt like exhausted, and I would lay in bed, and my body hurt, and I was tossing and turning, and I couldn't fall asleep. And then I'd wake up tired. Like, it was terrible. Like, And I thought I was just being soft, but yeah, it's not good.
No, it's not good.
But what my point was, the bicycle is like the biggest thing. Like everyone loves the bicycle. The bicycle, if you do too much cardio, it'll mess you up. Like it slows down your metabolism. When I got to club, I was at 23% body fat. I'm down to 12 now. It slows down your metabolism. You obviously gain body fat, and then your human growth hormone doesn't really produce itself if you're only doing cardio. And so the whole thing, like, everyone's big on not lifting heavy weights, but it's like you're not going to get arm pump from that.
No, especially if you're doing it right.
But hopefully the competition don't listen to this, and we'll just keep doing it. And you guys keep riding your bicycles.
Yeah. I mean, the road bike's fine for recovery.
For sure.
But, like, to make that the primary tool of
I was doing it 6 days a week.
Yeah.
That ain't it.
Nah.
The problem is we had these, major trainers in the sport that were old cyclists. So that's the only tool they knew. So they're like, well, this is what I know. I know zones and I know everything else, so we're going to do this.
And the road bike's good for an hour. Like, go cruise for an hour. Like, an active recovery will actually make you feel better. I'm not saying don't ride your bicycle. But
yeah, you don't need to become
6
You don't
days
need to be living in rubber shorts and doing century rides.
6 days a week, dude, and 3 hour-and-a-halfs a week. Well, yeah, it doesn't get you very far.
Yeah. So it sounds like you guys have it sounds pretty balanced out there. Like they're
Super.
Yeah. That's good, man.
That was one thing I made sure of before I went, because I think it's kind of public knowledge. I went there on a 5-month tryout deal.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's the contract extension. Everyone's like, "Oh, congratulations," but they don't really know that I went there literally for 5 months, no salary. Literally like, "Hey, come out here and prove yourself, and we'll go from there." And the deal I had on from PRMX was I could have made $100,000 this year. And I ultimately turned it down and took the tryout deal, but I also I made sure that, like, hey, you guys aren't going to give me Epstein Bar, right? Because if so, like, I ain't coming, because I went through it and it's not worth it. Like,
did they tell you it's easier for you to get it now that you've kind of had it?
Everyone has it.
Yeah,
but
it lies dormant most people, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's easier for you to get it. I think, for the most part, like, I'll probably be okay. But
like, I don't want to say I judge people. Like, for a while it was rampant. Like, I got Epstein Bar.
Yeah.
Like for a long time, guys would get it and they'd be out all summer, and you're like, this dude just didn't want to race the Nationals. Now maybe that did happen a time or two, but like watching my wife go through it, I'm all, bro, it's
let that thing get you, dude, and you'll be toast for.
It's radical.
You think you're planning on just going out, like you're just bury me now. And
I took her to the ER twice because she's like, I can't breathe. It feels like someone's sitting on my chest. My heart hurts. It's into my shoulder. I'm all, well, that's symptoms of a heart attack.
Yeah.
Like, let's go do a 12 lead and make sure you're not dying.
Yeah. No,
Man.
It's gnarly.
All right. I'm going to hit you with our Seat Concepts hot seat question. Guys, you need a seat cover, a complete seat, custom seat, a comfort seat for your dual sport. Seat Concepts is a spot. Check those guys out. What's the funnest thing you guys went and did on an off weekend? Jumping rental cars, chasing girls. Give me something good.
Talking about cars, we went up and bought a beater actually for $750, and when you're out in the middle of nowhere, it's perfect because
Ford Focus. The thing was sick.
Yeah, we hammered that thing for a good 3-4 days until it just didn't run anymore. Yeah.
Where did it die?
We just called up. Well,
it died in the front yard at Club MX.
Literally.
Big puddle of coolant under.
Nah, it had 6 gears and reverse and park, and it all just would go forward in every gear. So the transmission
it had 5 gears out of 6 when we got it. We took the e-brake handle.
Yeah.
We engaged it halfway, then drilled a little bolt through there, so that way you could rip it like it was a hydraulic.
Yeah, we had a hydro.
And then obviously when you're driving an automatic and you're ripping it through the gearbox, it's probably not that good for it.
It's not great.
It's not great. And so at one point we had lost reverse, which was kind of like whatever. We didn't really need reverse. You come in fast enough and the road's slick enough, you can whip that thing all the way around.
Yeah.
You don't need reverse.
Yeah, you can get there.
But then we only had second and fourth, which is kind of an issue. but we would just put it from drive to second if we needed some more revs. And then by the time it got back to the facility, it kind of just laid to rest right in front of Keegan's cabin. And
R.I.P.
Yeah, we had to call the junkyard guy and ask him to come pick it up. And he's like, I can't. I don't have any room. And we're like, no. We don't want you to pay us for it. Like, come pick it up for free. Like, because it won't move. It had 3 flat tires.
Yep.
Yeah.
We ripped some tires.
Did you guys have a little circle track or something for it? Or where?
Just sand roads.
Okay.
Like South Carolina sand roads.
The first night we had it, we were ripping it down these sand roads, and we got a flat tire. And I kept telling the boys, we got to go away from clubs so we don't get in trouble. Like we can't piss Brandon off.
Do they know about this?
They know.
Okay.
They're cool with it.
Okay.
But dude, we got a front flat. And we drove 9 miles back on. We were riding on rim for 7 of the miles, and
tires gone.
Dude, it was toast.
Yeah.
So
killed her.
Yeah.
That's good. Like endurance testing for Ford.
We got a Honda Accord now. It's got pop-up lights in the front. It's manual. It doesn't.
We blew the alternator on. Day one. So.
Somebody drilled LED lights through the hood. And they're mounted, and it blew our alternator.
No way.
When we bought it, the ignition is a key, or it's a screwdriver. So you turn the screwdriver, and it's got a hot wire button by the shifter to start it.
So it's probably stolen.
I drove it an hour and a half from Charlotte, and I would just, under the bridge, I'd put the clutch in and just whun, dun, 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 and then, we blew the pipe off at one point. It was dragging. Yeah, that one didn't last as long, unfortunately.
No,
It is fun though.
Respect. I like that.
If
I don't hear enough of these stories anymore, so I'm glad I'm glad you guys are keeping it going.
If you come out for the week, we'll get a beater and we'll take you for a ride.
Yes, we will do that. Okay, take me through A1 for both you guys. Like you mentioned, you were touch and go about even racing. How were you feeling coming in? Like you guys both said, neither one of us kind of performed the way we wanted to based on how we've been riding. Mm-hmm. But I thought, you guys both had really good moments, and I think it was a solid start.
Yeah. Coming in, I had a gauge from when I was on Cowie. I won the first heat race there in 24. And I felt like coming in, I was very close to that. And I still feel like that way now. So that's why I kind of set my expectations probably to there. But honestly, it was probably the most relaxed and chill A1 I've had. I think this year was the first year coming into A1 where I was more excited to race than I was nervous to race.
Okay.
So
that's a nice feeling.
That was a great feeling, yeah. And I came out firing. Like I came out and qualified 5th the first session, and then like once I was there, I kind of mentally just blocked myself from allowing myself to get there. Like, okay, I'm here, I'm ready. Like I don't need to push it too far. Like I know I'm good. And after I do that, I couldn't get the ball rolling back to the right direction. Like the next session I did a couple heaters, but it was just kind of riding the track and putting it together, putting race lines together, and instead of racing myself, I kind of blocked myself from allowing myself to be the full potential that I could have been. So we're over that now. I feel like it was a little bit of the first race jitters too that kind of stopped me from pushing past my limit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just kind of rode conservative after the first session, and it cost me.
It's so hard to just stay out of your head, especially at the opener. Mm-hmm. It's so hard, like even if everything's right, like sometimes you just overthink it a little bit, and that'll happen. You just a little tight, or I don't want to crash or whatever.
Yeah, I just felt like in the main, and even in the heat race, I just rode like my old self. Like maybe something I would have done last year. Like the 7th last year at the first race for me would have been huge. Like I would have been so stoked, and that was my skill level. But I've made so much of an improvement over the off season that I knew where I was at, and you get into the race scenarios and old stuff just always comes out, and it's just more of like a mental block kind of deal that just kind of prevented me from doing it.
Yeah, it happens. What about you? And you came in, like I said, not even sure if you were going to race, so that's hard to get your head right then.
Yeah, it was hard, especially I hadn't ridden in, I think it was 9 days or something. I rode on Tuesday. But it doesn't really count. So, I was just, I think regardless of the injury, I would have been a little bit rusty anyway. But then my first 2 sessions, my first one was kind of a waste. I wasn't sure how my knee was going to hold up.
Right.
I have some past trauma from the last time I tried to ride with a banged up knee. It never went well. And so that's what I was thinking about the whole time. Like, not weighting the pegs right, trying not to injure it, trying not to put it down.
Was it really tender?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't terrible. The biggest thing was, like, I couldn't really sit down correctly. I was having a hard time sitting on the seat just because of, like, I didn't have enough mobility for the first session. Not for the rest of the night, it was okay, but I just needed to loosen up. So, like, the first session was a waste. The second one was whatever. I qualified, like, 15th or 16th, and then honestly, he got me kind of fired up for the heat race because we were rolling down in the tunnel, and my mechanic was like, Max is out front. And I ran out onto the track. He was in second. I was pumped. And then I was just ready to go at that point. Like, there's no more feeling in the knee.
Adrenaline's a wonderful drug.
Yeah, like, he's my teammate, but as you've probably guessed by now, like, we're boys. On and off the track. Like, we just want the best for each other. Mm-hmm. And so seeing my guy, like, in second place in the first heat race of the year is sick. And so I'm like, all right, like, now it's my turn. Like, let me get a piece of that. And so I didn't think leading laps was going to happen maybe right off the bat. But I got a good start and then pushed past Max. And, kind of everyone saw what happened. I, maybe got a little bit hairy, started getting a little bit whiskey throttle.
Yeah, a little bit.
But, I just tightened up. That was the fastest I'd gone all day because I was protecting the knee before that. So, but either way, it was a good start for me. Like, it's always nice being in front, and getting a fourth was good. And then in the main, I got a good start as well. I started fourth or fifth and rode for fifth, I think, half the race. And then Toradol started wearing off, dude. So the last couple minutes was tough. And obviously I was, riding a little bit different than I normally do. I was trying a little bit harder, got a little tight. Yeah. So just part of the game and learning. But, like, 8th is my best finish in my career. And
oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, so even with the knee, career best.
Yeah, and when I got the 8th was in the mud. A couple guys DNF'd. He was one of them, so he gave me a spot at that one. But
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was pumped with 8th considering, 12 hours before that I was questionable on if I was riding or not. So 8th was cool.
Yeah, I thought great. Like I said, I thought it was a great start for you guys. So it was interesting to hear you.
Also know we got more in the tank though.
Yeah. And that's rad to hear. What did you guys think of that track? What was your thoughts on it?
Honest thoughts or podcast thoughts? Should we be on?
I would like you to be honest.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Really?
Yeah, it was so rocky.
It was rocky.
He was at my house earlier, and he's like, dude, I think they might have put rocks in the dirt on purpose.
It's road base. It's when it rains.
I don't know what it is, dude, but it was terrible. It was Unadilla Supercross.
Yeah, it really was. Like,
so slick in the turns where they would all marble
just
up.
Just powdery, like nothing to turn off of. And when the track's kind of like, you hear certain things, the track's been too rough, too gnarly. But it's like, okay, back then, or at least maybe a few years ago, they would peak up the rhythms, and the rhythms were super steep, and maybe like a 2017 era, and that's what was the separator. Well, I feel like recent Supercross, the separator's been the rough tracks and figuring out how to get through the techie, ruddy rhythms and all this. And I feel like this weekend, like, yeah, I guess you could be like an old Supercross, but our bikes are different than they were then. So it just made it so one line, and everyone just does the same thing. So there was not much separation. And I'll say, yeah, maybe the speeds were a little bit lower because we weren't ripping a rail around the corners, but it was just slick and rocky, really, just all day. And I would like a little bit more technical
I think
track.
some of that was wind. I mean, this dry
so
and windy. There's no keeping it wet.
Yeah, I'll say this year too, like starting at 4 p.m. in the day, like at the heat race, it's hard to get the track good. Like last year, I didn't get to experience that because I raced east, so we started pretty much at a normal time. And I'd say like a Birmingham last year, like the track was so dry, just like how it was this weekend. But by the night show, they prepped everything, and the sun had gone down, and the track was sick. And it's like, we start so early now. I don't know if we're really going to get that much on the West Coast where they can, make the track come back to life.
The main event wasn't terrible, but the whole day was not great.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they whether it was for rain in the past, because they reuse the same dirt, right?
Yeah.
They bring in that road base so that the rain will fall through it. But when you don't have rain, then it turns into this. And I think it would have been better if we didn't have this. It's like 12% humidity and freaking wind.
Yeah.
And they just could not keep watering it. I think it's probably going to be similar this weekend, to be honest with you. It's still warm and dry.
Yeah.
Monster trucks were there, so the base is going to be concrete.
Hard,
so,
yeah.
It's going to be a hard pack track this weekend.
But maybe for A2 it'll be better. And then Arizona's going to be Arizona.
Yeah, of
But maybe
course.
you'll catch some good dirt when you go further east.
Arizona gets sometimes some decent ruts, and then the whoop section looks like the 91 freeway, dude. It's just black.
I know.
Yeah.
I never liked that dirt there, but whatever. It's a cool stadium. I like the floor.
Yeah,
it is
floor
cool.
nice.
So what about some of the new stuff, like the tough blocks? I thought those were good.
Oh yeah,
The
absolutely.
little triangle ones.
Saved me.
Yeah,
I rolled
me too.
I rolled the triple in the first lap, and I almost deleted my knee right after I just deleted it on Tuesday, dude. I rolled over. I didn't realize the tough block was that close, and if it was a big one, I would have been probably cooked. But yeah, I rode right over that thing, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, I feel like it's given the track a little bit more width.
Yeah.
And just the safety of not catching foot peg and even just fading out into the tough blocks. Like I had a scenario where that plateau table was, and I went 2-3, and like a wind caught me, and I faded and just caught rear wheel straight to the tough block. But being at an angle, I pretty much was able to use it as a landing. Yeah, downside the tough block, and it wasn't sketchy at all. So I do like the tough block change. That's definitely better.
Yeah, that was a win for sure. I think I wasn't sure what to think about the shortened schedule. I think it's kind of gay to just say, all right, guys, you've never ridden a lap on this track, but you're on the clock. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say now press day is a way bigger advantage than it used to be. So that made a huge difference. Like, yeah, I got my free practices in on Friday.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be cool if we just had that in general.
If they had
every race.
And you guys have it this weekend in San Diego, you
Yeah.
said?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was hard for
that'd be
me. Like, I
different.
went out first, or, one of the first to go out this weekend, and then everyone's jumping everything. And I'm like, I didn't ride yesterday, so I just was riding blind, basically. And then I lost track position. I'm riding with guys in the back, and, that's not the best way to
Did you
start.
watch Friday and at least see?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I had at that point I was worried more about my knee, so
I gotcha.
I was I had the chiropractor working on me as they were riding, and then I left straight from there to the chiropractor's office so he could work on me down here.
So who are you going to? Ting or Toy?
Nick
Oh, Nick.
Nick Crabbo, yeah.
So I guess A2 will be the interesting for you guys to see, because that you'll roll into that one, having not ridden a lap, and I just don't like that. Give you guys 5 or 6 laps. I don't know, something.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna say. If they had 5 minutes of free practice and then we went into it, that would make, especially out here with the longer tracks, like it's 2 minutes of free or whatever. The dudes that know the track are gonna be, they're gonna get the most laps because they're jumping everything.
Yeah.
2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Dudes that aren't are gonna get 1.5 laps, not on the clock, and then they're right into it. So. I don't know. Unfortunately, it is what it is. There's not much I can do. So.
All right. Let's say you guys owned Feld. You two together.
I'd pay myself more money.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I know you guys are listening.
Aside from that, what changes would you make? To track, to format, to any of it?
Yeah, format's okay. I mean, I know they're doing what they're doing for the TV, but I would like to start a little bit later in the night. I mean, you want to be doing the heat race in the lights with the night out.
I feel like split the gap, right? Okay, 7 was maybe late, but started at 5.
Yeah.
Then it's at least dark.
Yes, absolutely.
It seems so weird to have opening ceremonies going off and it's daylight.
Yeah.
It's like not the same.
I'd start the day later for sure.
That too, yeah.
Like if we're gonna have
shortened schedule.
if we're gonna
Track
have
clock was at 8, right?
Yeah.
it's at 8, and then we're not done until 6:30. Like that doesn't quite add up to me. Why are we there all day? So. And
Yeah.
nobody besides diehard fans are going at 9 o'clock in the morning. Like, and I understand that's not the show, but you want to grow the sport. There's a lot of people who watch all of the sessions for F1, right? Like, that's what we need. You don't need somebody coming in for the heat race in the main event. Like, that's not somebody that's sticking it out for us. And again, we're grateful for it, for sure. They provide a living for us, but at the same time, that's not how we grow the sport. Like, that's how you sell out A1 and then have a big decline for San Diego or A2.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Anything you got?
Not pretty much. He said everything I was going to say. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm not trying to get you guys to get in trouble with Feld either. I'm just curious if there was something like, man, I wish they did this. So, we'll get into this. The Barsha and Mookie incident. Did you guys see it?
Mm-hmm.
Not in person?
I tried not to watch it, but yeah.
Nobody's fault. I mean, I think that track design was no good. You can't have a triple and a sweeper like that because you're drifting from inside out. Yep. Guys that were wide are jumping straight, and Mookie was going to clip a dude in the air if he jumped it.
Yeah,
he could not jump it.
Yeah,
and Barsha didn't know.
Yeah,
right. So one thing we were talking about is why Rhino brought this up. I got to give him credit for this. He's like, why do we have triples? It's like no one doubles anymore. That was for like 125s when they couldn't jump them. Just make it a tabletop. And I said, well, tabletop might be kind of lame. I said, but what if you just made the second, third one kind of a banana? You know what I mean? Fill it in a little bit. Because then Mookie could have doubled and then like gassed and accelerated out of it and jumped out and not been so like check up to drop down into 2 and then be coming up as Barsha's coming down, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe he could have missed it. But you still have the distance. It still looks the same. You still got to get over that last little hump, right?
I don't know what the solution to that would be.
I mean, for me, we already had one triple on the track. Let's just keep it to one. That was another triple. Like, that whole thing could have been a turning rhythm, and it could have been technical and a super long rhythm and challenged us and maybe made more passing spots. We already had a big triple in the middle of the track. So
I think the turning thing, too, like, aside from the incident that happened, which was terrible, but that's not the only thing that comes from that. You get dudes cutting the track. It's so easy to jump across those tough blocks. It gets a little bit hairy. We're landing on the gas right there. Like, you hit a pothole, it's dry. Like, that's, no good. So, not that it's the worst thing ever, because it's not. But I think just little things like that are, play into it.
And anytime it sweeps anyway, you're not really passing, right? Because everyone's hugging the inside. You're going to follow the same line.
It would have been one thing maybe if it was a 90 right there, like squared off 90.
Yeah.
Then, the scenario would have been different for sure with a double into a triple or a double into a big double. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, there was a little bit of design hiccup there, but anyway, how are we looking heading into this next round? Did you guys make any adjustments? You kind of got the same bike setup, the same? Anything you guys are changing on your own stuff?
Well, for me, I rode Tuesday and today.
Yamaha track, or where you guys?
Yeah, Yamaha test track. So, I made a little bit of bike changes today. Just even riding A1, and then even the test tracks there are pretty steep compared to what we've had at club. So I've gotten a little bit stiffer with my bike, which helped a lot. And just basically sticking to the program and riding. I mean, I had a good day today, so I'm feeling comfortable. My starts were good, so I just need to really go to the race and ride like myself, and the result will happen no matter what.
Yeah, it's the hardest part, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turning your brain off, but keeping it on.
Yeah. I got a knee adjustment this week. Hopefully that'll help. Besides that.
What's a knee adjustment?
Just some. My guy McGinley went in there and
MacGyvered it.
Yeah, he drained it again.
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
Give you one of these.
He put his VR goggles on and just started working on me. That's no joke either.
Really?
I swear to you. Yeah. I was sitting there on my phone. I was actually texting him as he's doing work on me, and he's grabbing things from in front of me that aren't there. And I'm like, dude, am I tripping? Like, keep in mind, I didn't go under. I didn't have surgery. I'm fully wide awake. No,
he's grabbing at imaginary tools.
Yeah, like this, and he's talking to himself. And I'm like, "Are you talking to yourself?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just setting up my goggles." And I'm like, "What?" Like, he could see inside my knee, so like where he drained me from, he can see what's in there. Like, so then it basically makes it less pain. And I didn't know that.
What the heck?
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Huh.
It's high tech.
Yeah.
It's really high tech.
I'm going to have to look into this. All right. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, guys. This is your Trolley Designs Timeout. Stick around. We're going to be back here with Max and Hunter.
Dedication to progression to the future of the sport.
Pro Circuit. Pro Circuit products are designed with one goal in mind: winning. Through passion and hard work, Pro Circuit has operated the most successful 250 team in the history of the sport. They use that same formula when developing exhaust, engine, and suspension parts for every brand. When only the highest level of performance is acceptable, trust Pro Circuit.
At Seat Concepts, our handcrafted seats are made in America. Visit us online or call today. Seat Concepts. Ride the world with us.
Something from nothing. That's what Nihilo Concepts is about. It starts with a spark, an idea, a concept, which leads to a design, and finishes with engineered excellence with the highest quality products created with durability in mind. All our products are made in the USA at our state-of-the-art facility in Stuart, Florida. Whether you are a weekend warrior, ride for fun, or at the highest level of competition, Nihilo Concepts offers innovative titanium, aluminum, and carbon fiber parts for your dirt bike. We offer a wide variety of products that you can customize to your liking. Browse our site for foot pegs, brake tips, engine components, specialty tools, frame grip tape, lever grips, carbon fiber components, motor stands, our secondary on-switch, plus much more. Head to NihiloConcepts.com and see for yourself why factory teams like Red Bull KTM, Rockstar Husqvarna, Troy Lee Designs Gas, Orange Brigade, Club MX, KLM Gas, and some of the fastest riders in the world choose Nihilo Concepts.
The inspiration for Element, interestingly, was from working with my coaches. I sat down with those guys. I'm like, hey, here's what I'm doing. What should I do? And they looked at everything and they were like, you need more electrolytes, specifically sodium. And like most people do when they have a coach, I ignored what their advice was. You're kind of like, well, I salt my food, I'm probably good. And it took me at least a year to finally listen to these guys and do what they asked me to do. And it was just a switch flip. It was just so obvious that this was the critical missing piece to the story. And it's ironic that this salt piece was like the linchpin, the keystone to making all the rest of that work.
Arc levers are the most durable and reliable on the market. They have the most premier class championships of any aftermarket lever. Arc is the only ratio adjustable folding lever on the planet, and their patented design is precision machined in-house right here in the USA. The occasional tip over on the bike is inevitable. Broken levers? Those are optional. Visit arclevers.com today. Toyota has become synonymous with reliability, and for good reason. Toyota vehicles are consistently rated #1 by Consumer Reports and in customer satisfaction. Partner that with a dealership that wholeheartedly supports the motocross community, and it's crystal clear where you should buy your next car or truck, Toyota of Redlands. As a major partner of the BarX Yamaha racing team, as well as personal sponsor of many factory racers and a premier partner of the Whiskey Throttle Show, Toyota of Redlands is heavily invested in moto. Check out all the new and used Tundras, Tacomas, and other vehicles at Toyota of Redlands today. Reliability, performance, and customer service. Get it all at Toyota of Redlands. Need to replace something on your bike that's worn out? Look no further than ProX. These guys aim to make everything OEM quality or better at an affordable price. And they've also got some new products coming. So right now, chains, sprockets, anything inside the engine internally, if it wears out, ProX makes it, and they make it at a quality level that's OEM or better.
the Specialized Science Club introduces the Levo 4. An electric mountain bike so advanced, it borders on sorcery. Together, you and the Levo 4 become a harmonious hybrid of organic and synthetic. It's a rider-enhancing machine that transforms you into a cycling cyborg. 720 watts of power and 111 newton meters of torque, amplifying your mortal muscles, allowing you to bend space and time to your will. All channeled through futuristic suspension, with honed geometry, granting super control while traversing extreme terrain at hyper speed. With supernatural power delivery, you'll have super traction to conquer climbs where others spin out. And you'll tire, if at all, before the bike does. Thanks to the Levo 4's super range.
Every good podcast show has got to have an underwear sponsor, right? Well, we went right to the top, Ethica. These guys make the best underwear. If you haven't tried a pair, you don't know what you're missing. Your life hasn't even started yet. So try a pair of Ethicas on. Go to Ethica.com. Use our code WHISKEY20. Get you 20% off. And give all of your nether regions a break, man. It's vacation time for the boys. These things are comfortable. You're riding. Your butt's not going to get all chafed. These things are awesome. And guess what? They don't just make underwear. No. Tees, hats, beanies, sweatshirts, shorts. For kids, ladies, toddlers, old people, everybody, you name it, they make them. You know what else they make? Moto gloves. I didn't even know that. I just found it out. So get over to Ethica.com. Check them out. These guys are awesome. Whiskey20. Use our code. Don't cheat me now. Get 20% off and put your buns in the best undies around. Ethica.com. All right, welcome back. That was your Troy Lee Designs timeout, guys. Get over to TroyLeeDesigns.com. All their new moto gear's out, their mountain bike line, helmet paint department, brand new SE5 colorways. They've got them in carbon and composite, whatever you need. Troy's got you covered. He makes everything look fast. So check those guys out. All right, jumping back in. Quick reminder, too, with Ethica. You just reminded me with your shirt. They're sponsoring the team now, huh?
Yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. They got us some swag. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's rad. These shirts right here, the Modal, which I need to get you guys some Whiskey Throttle Club shirts. So comfortable. This shirt right here is just, it's like pajamas. But use our code WT26, 20% off, and it'll help us too, so that's nice. Okay, so we kind of talked a little bit about what you guys do for fun. We hot rod cars, and I like that. What else do you guys do for like downtime? You got any TV shows you watch?
No.
Movies? I feel like movies are sucking lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty bad, actually.
I'm terrible, too. Like, again, you could ask Mitchell Harrison because I lived with him for 2 years, but I'll watch the same. You could probably give me 10 movies, and I'll watch them on repeat.
Give me some of your repeats.
Dude, it pisses Mitchell off badly because I watch, like, kid stuff. Like, Cars is my go-to.
Really?
Surf's Up is a close second. Like, Hot Rod. Hot
Rod's legit.
Yeah, if you go on your phone and you look up Hot Rod, I actually dressed up as him for Halloween one year. And I'm like the second photo on there. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, anything like Adam Sandler, Big Daddy, I'll watch that. I could watch that 100 times.
Oh, yeah.
So just stuff like that.
All right.
Shows, I'm not really into the shows.
Yeah.
Everyone's on the Stranger Things hype, but I've never even watched one episode. So
you guys should check out Landman.
I've been watching Landman, but it did kind of lose me for a second. I'm not going to lie.
It did?
Yeah. I'll have to circle back, though. And
the mom and daughter keep you hooked in.
Yeah. I got a girlfriend, so no.
No, me too. I'm married. But they still keep you hooked in.
Yeah.
It's good entertainment. What about you?
Nah, not really any shows, movies. Just playing some Xbox, really.
Okay.
I used to be heavy on the
Are
Xbox.
you the guy with the headset and the whole deal?
Yeah, like I used to be. I'll say this year I've definitely come out of my shell and haven't really played that much anymore. So I'm definitely on the right path. But, yeah, like still at the end of the days, like when I'm really tired when I got nothing to do, like even me and him were like, yeah, let's go play Xbox. So we go play Xbox.
Yeah, that's it. It's good once in a while. What about music? What do you guys listen to?
I'm about everything.
Yeah.
Like legitimately about everything. But lately, when I hang out with the boys, I get a little more ghetto.
Yeah.
Start bumping some rap.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like the current rap?
again, it's kind of I'm all over the board.
Okay.
Like, not super modern, but like I like Drake.
Yeah, everything up to about Drake I love, right?
Yeah.
80s, 90s, up to Drake. And then it just went off a cliff for
Yeah.
me. And I'm like, I can't listen. Maybe I just got too old.
I got a little bit of new stuff, but
Yeah.
it's mostly like some Drake, some Kendrick Lamar, some
Yeah.
J. Cole.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
Okay. I tried to tell my daughters, we were actually going to A1. I said, hey, play me like some, what are kids listening to right now? Like, play me something. She played Suicide Boys. You ever listen to that? I'm like, trash. Like,
You listen to that?
I've heard a few. Like, it's not on my playlist.
I couldn't
but
name you one song from
Yeah,
them.
I couldn't either.
yeah, I couldn't even tell you the other bands. I just remember that one, and I'm like,
Yeah.
kids are dumb.
Zach
This is
Bryan just came out with a new album. It's all right. It's a little bit too slow and sad for me.
Yeah.
I'm not a sad individual.
You don't want to
so.
stay home and cry
Yeah.
on a Friday night?
He's got one good song, but that's about it.
All right. What about these trends? Are you guys into this, like all the 6'7" crap? And my youngest daughter will walk in and she'll be like, "Chat, what are we having for dinner?" And I'm like, "Chat? Like, what are you talking about?" Or, "You're chopped. He's chuz." Like, this is like, what is going on? It's a whole other language.
I was out of it before I got to club.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
no,
have, we have a club lingo. so.
I've tried not to be super heavily influenced by it, but every once in a while I'll throw one or two out there.
You get sucked in.
Yeah, it's hard
It's like
not
if
to.
you move to Texas, you start having a little. You start saying
Exactly.
y'all, and
Yeah.
it just happens.
Yeah, I try not to be.
What's some of the club lingo?
Yeah, pretty much. Same shit. you
Same
just
stuff.
Said, yeah.
All right.
We're going around looking at chicks. Yeah, that's a chopped huzz right there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Especially in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Everybody's chopped in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Everyone's chuz.
We got Chesterfield 10s, and they're about California 4s. So.
Okay, what riders do you guys look up to, past or present, and why? Could be riding style, could be just them as a person.
I'll say Dungy. Like, I always looked up to Dungy. And, of course, like, I rode for the team that he was on. Like, I wanted to follow in his footsteps a lot. And then even just getting the opportunity to ride with him that year, he came back to do outdoors was sick. So I looked up to Dungy a lot when I was growing up. Just kind of this attitude. Wasn't always the flashiest rider, but currently right now, I'm like Jason.
Anderson?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
I trained with him, so it's like I get to know him a little bit more personally. And, like, he's just such an awesome dude, and just his work ethic. He does what's necessary. And man, if you ever watch him on a practice track, like he's unbelievable on a practice track, like Stu level unbelievable.
He doesn't, it's hard, like you got to spend some time with him, so he probably opened up. Homie's like a ghost.
Yeah, he's on his own deal, which is kind of cool. But like, yeah, just hanging out with him, like he's super chill. He's a nice guy, and I just like that. And this is what I learned from him was helmet on, like the light switch that he was able to flip on into race mode was so impressive. Just even on every practice day, and then as soon as helmet's off, it's off.
Right.
Like he was really really good at that, and I took that from him for sure.
I like that. What about
I'd
you?
say Kenny for sure. Kenny's been probably one of my favorite riders since he came over. And then obviously riding for the HEP for World Supercross, I spent a little bit of time with him. And for somebody that's, as known as he is, he could be a dick, and he's not. Like, I thought that was the coolest thing. Like, there was a lot of times, the one specifically, I was walking through the hotel, and somebody was yelling my name. And I turned around, and he's got his hands in the air. And I hadn't even really met him at that point. And so, like, for me, I'm like, damn, dude, that was, like, sick. He's yelling at me. And then, obviously, like, going to some dinners with him. When he won the championship, we went out after, and that was cool. Like, and so, he's, like, I would call Kenny almost a friend now, like a buddy. So I would say him for sure.
Cool. So he's just always been cool to you.
Yeah, he's always been cool to me no matter what. Like,
That guy's magic on a bike, too.
the biggest thing for me, there's been guys that I've been, like when I was on Spy, Cole Seeley was on Spy. He showed up to a photo shoot one day, and got out, didn't introduce himself to anybody, stayed on his own. And then McGrath showed up 30 minutes later, and McGrath's one of the coolest dudes ever. He came out, he introduced himself to camera guys, staff, to us riders. Like, And that's a dude that has the most Supercross wins, and he's a normal guy.
Yeah.
Like, and if you're a cool dude, that means more to me than who you think you are.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Cole's a good dude. He's just shy.
Yeah, I don't know him,
and
but that's just the biggest, that stuck out to me right away. Like,
yeah, it does. And I mean, you got to remember that, right? Like,
yeah. Again, I was 13 too, or 12 even. Like, when you're 13, like if Cole Seeley came and said, "What's up to you?" Like, you'd be over the moon.
Yeah.
And when McGrath does it, you're like, dude, this is sick. Like.
Yeah.
So,
it's crazy how you don't think about that in the moment, but like you guys could go say hey to some kid, who recognized you or something. Just go, hey, dude, what's up, and give him a little high five. He'll remember that forever.
Yeah, Dungy one time we were at Paula and I don't want to say he blew me off, but he had to go to the press conference and I didn't understand at the time. I wanted to take a picture and he said, no, I'm busy.
Oh,
and
really?
he kept walking. And for the longest time, I didn't like him. And then I met him. He obviously had that little stint with Geico. And he was the coolest dude. Like, he would call me. He would text me during the week. Like, for me, that was like a redemption, But, like, when you're young and impressionable, like, first impressions mean a lot. And I try to treat everyone, like the best I can,
But that just shows you right there because he's he's the nicest guy, Dungy.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So even a guy like that can swing and miss once in a while.
Exactly.
Right? Just you're busy. I mean, you got to remember he's working.
Yeah, no, and I don't think I don't know if he won that day or I don't know if he did. I think Villapoto maybe beat him. Like, that obviously plays a little bit of a factor too, right? But
yeah, it's just hard. I try to give guys a little bit of grace.
Yeah.
Because I've had fans say to me too, different riders, this guy was a dick. I met him. I'm like, well, for you, it was like the one chance all year you got to see him.
Yeah.
But he does this every single weekend. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So just he's not a dick. Just give him some grace. I'm sorry it went that way, but like whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, if you guys could have a drink with anybody, or whatever, maybe it's a water, but anybody, living or dead, who would you go out and have a coffee or a drink with?
One.
It would depend on what kind of drink we were having.
It's up to you. Maybe it's absinthe. Maybe it's just a coffee. It's up to you, man. You tell me. Tell me what you're drinking and who you're drinking it with and when. You could go back in time, dude. You go to the future.
If I was going on for a coffee, I'd say Margot Robbie. That's, give myself a little bit of a chance there.
All right.
Ooh. For an after hours drink, probably maybe Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street. That would probably turn into a long night.
You'd be on Quaaludes somewhere,
I would. I don't know if I'd want that. That would for sure. You'd probably end up like in Monaco on a yacht or something.
It'd be pretty sick. Go back into the time when he was balling.
Yeah, too. I'd probably get a little bit of money out of the deal. So.
Yeah, get in on some stocks.
Yeah.
What about you, Max?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I had time to think with this answer. I still can't think of anything. It would be cool to meet Juice WRLD because I listen to a lot of his music. So even though he was perked out, but I was also perked out at one point in my life with the hip dislocation. So we at least have something in common.
You can relate.
Yeah. I would like to at least met him, maybe had a drink with him for sure.
There you go.
All right. That's about all I got, though.
Okay, let's say you have a time machine. You can go anywhere you want, anytime you want. Where do you go and when?
The 90s. To Havasu with you.
90s, 80s, Supercross.
You don't want to go to Havasu in the 90s.
Whenever there was no phones and you could do whatever you wanted, let's go back to there.
Dude, you guys don't know how fun it was.
Oh,
I know.
I can imagine.
Because there was no way to,
RL's told me some stories.
I hear stories from my dad, like rental cars getting flipped. Like, dude, they're doing what we're doing now, but we have to pay for it.
For a while, I had like RL was my trainer. You probably know Brent Myron. His name is China. He was my mechanic. Hoodie I grew up with. And so I had all these guys telling me how sick the 90s were. And I can't imagine.
It was just the perfect timing of like enough technology and money to where you could have some fun, but not enough technology where it could be recorded and you could get in trouble. Yeah. We got away with a lot of stuff. So that would be a good one. What about you? You got something different?
Nah, dude.
Same
Same page, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Just riding for training and
Yeah, hey, just ride. Let's go have
Well,
fun
like,
after.
this
go
is-
to the hills.
Yeah, the
for
hills,
real.
dude. You guys don't ever really do that.
Not
Nah.
allowed.
Well, we are. at
We
some
might be
point.
allowed, yeah.
Do you like, at least at the end of the day, like do some transfers, have some fun, throw some whips, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I've always tried to do that.
Yeah.
At Alden's, in that program, I was not allowed to do that. So I definitely didn't do that. But when I was just even here, like my first year KTM, and then at Kawasaki a lot, I did that every day. Like I do my motos, and then at the end of the day, once my motos are done, I would be the last guy there, and I'd just work on something. If it's wheel tapping a 353 or just hitting transfers, and then even Jason had joined in with me at some point, and yeah, I feel like that is just so good to have
It's
because
so good.
this sport's just so grind right now, and if you can't have fun on your dirt bike, then why are you doing it?
Totally.
Just
have you guys
riding.
ever been to Retchie or Beaumont?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I have. I've been a bunch.
I've
And-
lived here and I never went,
Yeah.
so I need to
Really?
go. Yeah.
In 2022, when I was kind of iffy on if I was racing or not, he's now one of my best friends. He actually just left. He's from Australia, but we had just met at the time, and he was out here for 2 months. And we got the perfect 2 months of rain. And we probably rode a track maybe 6 to 10 times while he was here.
Yeah.
All of it was Beaumont, Retchie, like just going and riding. And, dude, from 9 to 5, like some of the best days. I tell him all the time, like, that is arguably one of the best days you will ever have on a dirt bike is going, jumping the jumps, riding the trails, find some hill climbs.
Hill climbs, yeah.
Riding the ridges is, I think, one of the coolest thing ever. Like, you're just on a ridge where, only a couple other dudes have been, and you just got land and it's green. Like, there's nothing that can
It's
beat
paradise. Yeah, it's tough to beat, dude.
it. Yeah.
And it's just, I think it's sad because guys don't do it anymore.
No.
And you learn a lot about your bike too.
Yeah.
Making little hips or doubles or whatever, like you kind of learn how to make your bike move the way you want it, which I don't know, man. I think there's value to it. And like you said,
Yeah.
you got into this because you love riding your bike. And when all you ever do is work on it, it's like, I don't know, you lose a little of that.
Yeah. Luckily for me, like growing up, that was like, we didn't have the most money, but my dad also was like not really worried about the bike as much. Like he was very big on letting me go and ride just for fun and doing wheelies and, trying to drag bar and just stupid stuff,
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how I've grown up. And
So do you think if it rained next week, they'd let you go out? If you said, hey, I got a place to ride out in the hills.
For me, it depends how I do on the weekend. So even just for my mental, like, say if the weekend doesn't go great or how I wanted it to, like, I'm not going to reward myself by going out in the hills and having fun. Like, if I do good, then I can have fun. You know what I mean? But I think Brandon would let us take our bikes. We have our practice bikes here, so it's not like we're going to go out there and ruin them,
Yeah.
hopefully.
I would say also it's probably not as hard on the bikes as people would think. It gets maybe a little bit muddy, but it's not like we're going out there and holding the thing wide open for 2 hours.
If you did hill climbs all day,
Yeah.
you probably smoke a clutch. That's about it.
Yeah.
Which on a supercross track we do anyways.
Yeah, it's no worse than that.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me what happens first. Kawasaki actually launches this two-stroke they keep talking about, or Suzuki updates their bike?
Kawasaki.
Yeah. I'd say they'd release that thing first.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
It's been like
it's
2
hard to
years.
say. I
You
mean,
think it's a 250 or 125? Or both?
They won't say a word.
Really?
really?
I think it's going to be 2 models.
Did they post it on April Fool's? Do we know?
That's a good question. Maybe they did. Maybe we're all suckers. I bet it's an off-road bike and then like a 300 off-road bike and maybe a 250 two-stroke.
Yeah. That would be kind of
I don't know. I'm just totally guessing.
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to say I know that. Okay, so last thing. Say something nice about each other. What's the biggest compliment you could pay to one another?
I'd say we have probably a lot of compliments about each other.
Yeah?
Considering we're
It's a little bit of a bromance going on.
No,
here.
no.
Yeah.
When I got to club, I was probably the most skeptical about him, and we are
same.
probably the tightest now.
Why were you skeptical?
I grew
Well,
up racing him
yeah, I
my
grew up
whole
racing
life,
him.
and we've probably said 10 words to each other.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Literally.
Yeah.
Why?
I protested him one time, so I thought
Yeah.
it wasn't good.
He was a cheater.
Yeah, I thought he was cheating. He just straight up whooped me, though. Back on 65s.
They measured that thing. They said 63 cc's. I was like, all right, there we go.
Give me that money. Don't you keep the money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I paid for dinner that night.
Maybe I should have reworded the question. Like, say something bad about each other. What do you hate about him? No, let's not do that. Let's just end on a happy note.
There ain't nothing.
No, I would say probably like the best thing is how there is, like we talked about earlier, there is no ego. Like, he helps me a bunch with, lines, or if he's faster riding, like, bike setup, whatever. And I try to do the same when I can. Like, that's cool, how, man. I think it should work. There's no point in having a teammate who's not a teammate. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's an individual sport, but we can try to help each other. And if he does good, then I'm going to be pumped, and he'll be pumped for me. Yeah, obviously.
And the fact that the odds of you guys battling for a spot, usually one guy gets a better start than the other. Yeah. Like, you're not going to always be around each other, but if you can help,
he passed me this weekend. I was pissed.
Were you?
Oh yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Were you like, you son of a bitch?
No, he. I mean, with my knee, I was kind of like, I was just pumped that I got a start and could be up there, because I knew at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to be able to be loose for the next 15 minutes. But
I feel like it would have made you comfortable. Like, okay, there's Mac. I'm just going to settle.
He passed me, and I literally said to myself, with 5 minutes left in the main, out loud, nobody could hear it obviously, but I said, all right, it's just me and Max out here. Like, just keep riding. Yeah. And, I just, for the next 6 or 7 laps, I just, was trying to remind myself that we were at the practice track, and it was just me and him. So
yeah, track wasn't chopped. It was
track was it was fine shit.
All right. Well, no shot you guys are doing worse than 7th or 8th this weekend, right?
I would like to not.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Okay, we're stepping forward.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Thank you.
Yeah,
it was a blast. I'm stoked you guys made it in.
Thank you.
Hunter Yoder. What is Yoder? I always think of an Amish guy.
Dude, I don't know. Yoder. My dad's from Arizona, so that's what they say. I had a guy message me this weekend after.
Isn't Yoder like an Amish name?
Yeah, no, it is.
Are you on Rumspringa right now? You're just out like pinning it?
No. The guy messaged me on Instagram. He said, "Please tell me you're Amish, because I've never heard the last name Yoder unless it's Amish." And I'm like, dude, I can't tell you nothing. Like, I'm probably just mutt at this point. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
All right. Well, I had to ask. All right. Thanks, boys. Good luck this weekend, and we'll be over and check you guys out.
Thank you.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed it. These two are awesome. Check these guys out. Get over to Club MX. Say hi. They're friendly guys. They will say hi to you.
We will.
They won't blow you off and run over to the press conference.
Never.
Right? All right. Thanks for watching. See ya. Yamaha is the industry leader in two-wheeled fun and performance. Celebrating 50 years of YZ in 2024, the Blue Crew is still dominating shootouts and competitions. Yamaha revs your heart. Troy Lee Designs is the leader in off-road motocross apparel and style. So whether you're looking for a cool new paint job for your helmet, maybe your name and number on your helmet lettered on, you're looking for new gear, you're looking for mountain bike gear, off-road gear. They've got the brand new Scout line in GP and SE models. Troy Lee Designs has it all. They've been leading this industry for decades, and they're going to continue to do it. Check out TroyLeeDesigns.com. We're all about supporting brands that support our sport. And there's one tire company that has never walked away from the sport of motocross and supercross, and it's Dunlop. When times got tough and the economy took a crash, Dunlop stepped up and stayed with our sport to support it and the athletes and individuals that love it. Their MX-53 line and MX-33 lines absolutely dominate this sport. Every national championship at the pro level has been won in the last decade, and nearly every single amateur national championship at Loretta Lynn's has been won on a Dunlop. So if you're looking for high performance, you're looking for amazing quality, and you're looking to support a brand that never turns its back on our sport, there's only one choice for you, and it's Dunlop. All right, Whiskey Throttle fam, we've got a sponsor here that I want to really encourage you guys to try, Element. If you haven't seen this stuff before, give them a check out on our Instagram bio. You can get in there. We've got a link that will give you free samples. You can go in and try this stuff. And this delivers just the right amount of electrolytes that you need when you're competing at all, especially if it's midsummer, humid, think Loretta Lynn's, Nationals, you're sweating like crazy. This is the best way to replenish it, okay? Straight water is just going to flush more electrolytes out of your body, cause more cramping. You've got to get the electrolytes back in. This Element provides it in the perfect package with 0 sugar. It is vegan, keto, paleo-friendly, gluten-free. This is the perfect product for athletes or those pretending to be athletes. So it was designed by Rob Wolf. This guy is a crazy smart dude working in the science field, was developing for his own use in athletics, and he came up with the perfect formula. This stuff's awesome. This right here, the citrus salt, is my favorite. Of course, you can get it in a sample pack like this where you can try some different flavors, watermelon, orange, raspberry. Great stuff. Cannot recommend this enough. If you are racing, even at a local level, and sweating at all, which, come on, we all do on a dirt bike, you've got to have some of this stuff to replenish it right. Give it a try. Like I said, go to our bio on Instagram. You can find a discount code or a link that takes you directly to there, and we'll give you a free sample. Check it out. You're not going to want to miss that. Support these guys. They are fans of the sport, and we are so stoked to be partnered with them. Element is an incredible product that I use exclusively, and I'm so proud to have them part of the Whiskey Throttle Show. Pro Circuit is the leader in aftermarket performance and quality. Whether you're looking for a little more horsepower out of your engine, some quality hard parts to improve the way your bike feels and looks, better handling through suspension or linkage arms, Pro Circuit is where you need to stop. It's your one-stop shop. You can go in there and get everything you need to make your motorcycle go from average to exceptional. Pro Circuit's got enough number 1 plates on their wall to side an entire home, and there's a reason for that. They're very, very good at what they do. The highest quality products with one goal in mind, and that's winning. Check out ProCircuit.com. If you are in the market for a new vehicle, look no further than Toyota of Redlands. You've got to support a brand that is supporting motocross big time. At the amateur level, pro level, they are part owners in the Bar X Yamaha racing team. They support a ton of riders individually, and they support us here at Whiskey Throttle Media. And I'll tell you what, the facility up there in Redlands is absolutely incredible. It's beautiful. The folks are friendly. They're professional. And if you've never owned a Toyota, you got to give it a try. It is the only brand that I'll drive anymore. If you're buying, there's nothing more reliable, nothing that holds its resale value better. And the folks at Toyota of Redlands are just they still remember what customer service is. I guess that's all I really need to say. Incredibly friendly, professional, and just talented staff up there. We're stoked to have them a part of the show. If you see the Whiskey Throttle truck around here, the Toyota of Redlands Tundra, give us a wave and a honk. But man, just so stoked to have these guys on board. Like I said, anybody like that that's getting involved and supporting the sport, we just want to push as many people as we can to them because those folks are rare, and especially when they have an incredible product and provide an incredible service. So get up to Toyota of Redlands, California. If you're anywhere in southern United States, southwest United States, it's worth the drive. Get over there, check those guys out. Tell them the Whiskey Throttle crew sent you. On-switch device, something that was much needed in this sport. They've been innovating and bringing new products to market. Their latest is the new Nihilo Run Cool brake pistons. They're designed to be stronger than stock and provide exceptional cooling performance with less brake drag. Most OEM calipers pistons are made from aluminum that just can't hold up to the heat and extreme demands of serious racing. When they get hot, the aluminum will distort, causing loss of hydraulic pressure and brake failure. Nihilo's Run Cool pistons limit the area that boiling hot hydraulic fluid is able to come in contact with the piston, leaving 2/3 of the piston volume in open air with breather holes to enhance the cooling ability. It's made of a proprietary stainless blend, which is better at dissipating heat. You have issues with brake fade or brake failure, check out Nihilo Concepts among their many amazing hard parts and carbon fiber parts and titanium. NihiloConcepts.com. Seat Concepts is the leader in motorcycle saddles. If you're looking for a new cover or a new seat entirely, Seat Concepts is the place to go. They make custom seat foams catered to your height, weight, riding ability, riding type. They also have waterproof covers and foams that will not break down if you ride in a lot of inclement weather. And they pride themselves on being much more comfortable than OEM or any other aftermarket company. If you're looking for a new seat or a new cover, Seat Concepts, there's nothing better. Guys, I want to introduce you to Rockform, a sponsor of the Whiskey Throttle Show here. that has just been blowing my mind with their products. They've got all kinds of, started as phone cases. This is their rugged phone case here that I've got, which is just bulletproof. You could throw this thing out of an airplane, probably pick it up and be just fine. And on the back here, everything is magnetic, so it'll just stick to anything metallic, obviously. But this little locking device you've got in the back, this bolts onto handlebar mounts, car mounts, adhesive mounts, magnetic mounts, and it does not come off. It is locked in. I have no fear that my phone is going to pop off a handlebar on a street bike ride. And then I like the little sport ring they've got. They've got all kinds of devices that pop in here, but this thing acts as a stand. If you want to sit this thing up and watch something on your phone or work on it, just absolutely incredible. And this is magnetic as well. All kinds of amazing products, guys, for your phone. Kind of that's their primary function. They also have the G-Rock speaker. This is basically made for golf, and you just stick it to the frame of your golf cart and get after it. Got great tunes all day long. So a ton of products, but check out our boys at Rockform. These guys are killing it. I'm so stoked to be partnered with this brand. You know, we really pride ourselves on partnering with elite brands, really, really high-level companies, and Rockform is right on cue. Need to replace something on your bike that's worn out? Look at elite brands, really, really high-level companies, and Rockform is right on cue. Need to replace something on your bike that's worn out? Look no further than ProX. These guys aim to make everything OEM quality or better at an affordable price. And they've also got some new products coming. So right now, chains, sprockets, anything inside the engine internally, air filters. If it wears out, ProX makes it, and they make it at a quality level that's OEM or better. And they've got some new things coming that are awesome. A complete engine rebuild kits for the Polaris RZR 800s. Need to replace something on your bike that's worn out? Look no further than ProX. These guys aim to make everything OEM quality or better at an affordable price. And they've also got some new products coming. So right now, chains, sprockets, anything inside the engine internally, if it wears out, ProX makes it, and they make it at a quality level that's OEM or better. All right, so you had a tip over in the garage or at the track and you broke your lever off. What are you going to do? Go to Arc Levers, guys. They're the only people you need to check out in this space. Arc Levers, everything manufactured right here in the United States to craftsman precision. The stuff is awesome. Whether you're looking for an entire clutch perch with maybe a bigger wheel, they make the wheel super easy to find and adjust. Or maybe you just want replacement levers. They do that as well. Anything you're after, they can change the throw, the feel, everything you want, custom. They can make them feel different, look different colors. These guys are dialed, man. They've got all kinds of cool products. If you haven't been over to Arc Levers and seen what they've got, check them out. These guys are being run by Factory Honda. If they're good enough for Jet Lawrence, I think you and I can probably make them work. The Star Racing Yamaha team, a lot of factory riders running them for good reason. They're the best products in the business. Check out Arc Levers. The Whiskey Throttle Show is presented by Motorsport.com. It doesn't matter if you like to pull a throttle cable on a dirt bike, street bike, side-by-side. Motorsport.com is putting riders first with parts, gear, and accessories, including some of our partners like Troy Lee Designs, Dunlop, Pro Circuit, and more. They offer first returns free on apparel so you can buy with confidence. And Motorsport.com offers fast, free shipping on all orders over $79. Make your next ride your best ride. Visit Motorsport.com. Every good podcast show has got to have an underwear sponsor, right? Well, we went right to the top, Ethica. These guys make the best underwear. If you haven't tried a pair, you don't know what you're missing. Your life hasn't even started yet. So try a pair of Ethicas on. Go to Ethica.com. Use our code WHISKEY20. Get you 20% off. And give all of your nether regions a break, man. It's vacation time for the boys. These things are comfortable. You're riding. Your butt's not going to get all chafed. These things are awesome. And guess what? They don't just make underwear. No. Tees, hats, beanies, sweatshirts, shorts for kids, ladies, toddlers, old people, everybody. You name it. They make them. You know what else they make? Moto gloves. I didn't even know that. I just found it out. So get over to Ethica.com. Check them out. These guys are awesome. Whiskey20. Use our code. Don't cheat me now. Get 20% off and put your buns in the best undies around. Ethica.com. All right, the sun is shining. That means you guys need to find yourself a good pair of sunglasses and look no further than Rockwell. These guys are making some incredible shades right now. They're all designed here in the USA, made in Italy. Very, very high-end craftsmanship on these things. They've got so many different models for men's and women's styles. There's floatable glasses. So if you're out on a lake, on a boat somewhere this summer, go out, find yourself a pair of the floatable ones. They've also got wireframe. They've got wraparound. Anything you're after, any style, Rockwell makes it. We are also working on a motocross goggle that is going to be insane. We are in the development stages of that. I'm helping them with that, as is Justin Hill and a couple other guys. So stay tuned for that. That's coming. They also make all kinds of casual wear. Rockwell is getting it done in all kinds of markets. But the sunglasses, whoo, these things are next level. Check them out, rockwell.com.
The inspiration for Element, interestingly, was from working with my coaches. I sat down with those guys. I'm like, hey, here's what I'm doing. What should I do? And they looked at everything and they were like, you need more electrolytes, specifically sodium. And like most people do when they have a coach, I ignored what their advice was. I'm kind of like, well, I salt my food, I'm probably good. And it took me at least a year to finally listen to these guys and do what they asked me to do. And it was just a switch flip. It was just so obvious that this was the critical missing piece to the story. And it's ironic that this salt piece was like the linchpin, the keystone to making all the rest of that work.
The Specialized Science Club introduces the Levo 4. An electric mountain bike so advanced, it borders on sorcery. Together, you and the Levo 4 become a harmonious hybrid of organic and synthetic. It's a rider-enhancing machine that transforms you into a cycling cyborg. 720 watts of power and 111 Newton meters of torque, amplifying your mortal muscles, allowing you to bend space and time to your will. All channeled through futuristic suspension, with honed geometry, granting super control while traversing extreme terrain at hyper speed. With supernatural power delivery, you'll have super traction to conquer climbs where others spin out. And you'll tire, if at all, before the bike does. Thanks to the Levo 4's super range.
All right, huge thanks to Hunter and to Max for coming in today and spending a little time with us. Hope you guys enjoyed the new format here of the Whiskey Throttle Show. Like I said, we will have these two different formats, so look for the regular Whiskey Throttle Show logo and then the one that says Whiskey Throttle Show Classic. That's going to be our full sort of autobiographical walkthrough. Same format we've always done, but this way just kind of opens us up to more guests, some current racers and things like that. Lets us mix it up a little bit. So hope you guys enjoy it. These are going to be a little shorter, as you can tell, but that way we can kind of bring more shows to you. So excited about that. I want to welcome Factory Effects to the team. They are a new sponsor for this season, and we're stoked to have them. They've been around for over 30 years, long-time industry company making bike graphics, and they've got a bunch of merchandise and tees and all kinds of stuff. So check out Factory Effects. Great stuff for your bike. You're going to see them on all of our project builds this year. We've got some really cool stuff planned with those guys. So welcome them to the family. And then obviously all of our partners, welcoming back Yamaha as our title sponsor, which I'm so happy about. Motorsport.com, Seat Concepts Specialized, ProX, Toyota of Redlands, Arc Levers, Element, Pro Circuit, Trolley Designs, Ethica, Rockform, Rockwell, Nihilo, Dunlop, and ProX. We've got a great group of companies behind us, and we're very particular about who we partner with for this show. These are elite level companies only. We don't want there to be any question about whether or not we can support their products or brands. These are truly the cream of the crop companies in this sport. So really, really honored to be partnered with all of these guys. So thank you to them. Thank you to you guys for supporting what we're doing. Please support those folks so we can continue to bring you cool shows. So this is episode 1 of 2026. Lots more on the way, guys. Let's go.